Since the dawn of time, humanity has looked up at the night sky and wondered. Every civilization has asked the same questions. What lies beyond? Are we alone? Will anyone ever know we were here? In 1977, humanity answered those questions not with words, but with a spacecraft. A machine that would carry our dreams, our science, and even the sound of our laughter beyond the boundaries of Earth. This is the story of Voyager, humanity's first interstellar messenger. The 1970s were a turbulent decade. The Cold War loomed large, humanity had just walked on the moon, and computers were still the size of refrigerators. Against this backdrop, NASA launched a mission unlike any before. It wasn't about beating the Soviets or planting a flag. It was about exploration. Pure exploration. Voyager wasn't meant to return. From the first second of launch, it was destined to leave Earth forever. For the first time in history, we would send an emissary not just across the solar system, but into the galaxy itself, to journey into the dark unknown between the stars. Their names, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Think about that for a moment. These machines were never meant to come home. The very moment they launched, they became wanderers, leaving Earth behind forever. When Voyager 1 roared into the sky, its builders could not have imagined that nearly 5 decades later, it would still be alive, still whispering faint signals back to Earth from a distance no human had ever reached. Voyager's mission was possible only because of a cosmic accident. Once every 176 years, the outer planets line up in such a way that a single spacecraft can visit them all in one journey. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, the giants of our solar system, lined up in such a way that one spacecraft could visit them all, using their immense gravity to slingshot from one to the next. At Jupiter, Voyager revealed a world more violent than we'd ever dreamed. It captured lightning bolts flashing through Jupiter's storms, each strike more powerful than all the electricity ever used by humanity at once. It revealed Io, a moon alive with volcanoes, spewing sulfur hundreds of kilometers into space. The first time we had ever seen active volcanism beyond Earth. And then came Saturn. Voyager showed us that the planet's rings, once thought to be solid, were made of countless icy particles, each orbiting like a miniature moon. It found tiny shepherd moons sculpting the edges of those rings, like cosmic artists carving delicate structures in ice and dust. Voyager 2, taking the longer path, became the first and only spacecraft to visit Uranus and Neptune. At Uranus, it found a planet tipped on its side, rolling around the sun like a barrel. At Neptune, it revealed supersonic winds, the fastest ever recorded, ripping across a planet colder than dry ice. No telescope on Earth had ever shown us these worlds in such detail. Voyager's first stop, Jupiter, the king of planets. Even from Earth, Jupiter is dazzling. But nothing prepared scientists for the chaos Voyager uncovered. Its great red spot wasn't just a storm. It was a hurricane 3 times the size of Earth, raging for centuries. Voyager's cameras caught lightning storms the size of continents, bolts of energy more powerful than anything we've ever unleashed. And then came Io, one of Jupiter's moons. Instead of a dead, frozen rock, Voyager found a hellish world of erupting volcanoes, spitting sulfur into space. It was the first time humans had seen active volcanoes beyond Earth. Our understanding of planetary science was rewritten overnight. Next came Saturn, the jewel of the solar system. Voyager revealed its rings not as solid bands, but as countless icy fragments. Billions of particles, from dust grains to mountain-sized chunks, orbiting in delicate harmony. It also discovered new moons, small shepherds tugging at the rings, sculpting them into waves and gaps like cosmic artists. Voyager gave Saturn's moons personality too. Titan, shrouded in thick orange haze, hiding lakes and rivers of methane beneath its clouds. Voyager 2 alone pressed further. Uranus, an oddity, a planet tipped on its side, its poles pointing where its equator should be. Voyager revealed bizarre magnetic fields and faint rings, a planet that seemed to roll around the sun like a barrel. And then, Neptune, a cold, distant giant whipped by supersonic winds, the fastest ever recorded. Voyager found the Great Dark Spot, a storm rivaling Jupiter's, and a tiny moon, Triton, geysering nitrogen into space. To this day, Voyager remains the only spacecraft ever to visit Uranus and Neptune. But Voyager's most famous image wasn't of Jupiter or Saturn or Neptune, it was of us. In 1990, at the request of astronomer Carl Sagan, Voyager 1 turned its camera back toward home. From nearly 6 billion kilometers away, Earth appeared as nothing more than a pale blue pixel suspended in a sunbeam. Sagan's words still echo today. That's here. That's home. That's us. Every human being who has ever lived, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, every hopeful child, every murderer and hero, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The pale blue dot became Voyager's greatest gift, perspective. It reminded us of the fragility of our world and the preciousness of life itself. Once the planetary tour was over, Voyager had no more destinations, but it had momentum. It kept going, its plutonium generators humming, its radio antenna locked on Earth. Every day it transmitted data, signals so faint they had to be picked up by the largest radio telescopes on the planet. The Deep Space Network, vast dishes spread across California, Spain, and Australia, strained to hear Voyager's whisper, weaker than a watch battery, crossing billions of kilometers of space. As the decades passed, the spacecraft aged. Engineers retired. Some even passed away. But new generations took their place, keeping the Voyagers alive with creative hacks and careful adjustments. They became like elderly patients, systems shutting down one by one, power fading, yet still stubbornly clinging to life. Our solar system is not endless. It is wrapped in a protective bubble, inflated by the solar wind, a stream of charged particles flowing out from the sun. This bubble is called the heliosphere. Beyond it lies true interstellar space, where the influence of other stars dominates. For decades, Voyager approached this frontier. Scientists waited for the moment it would cross the heliopause, the invisible boundary between our sun's reach and the galaxy beyond. In 2012, the data finally confirmed it. Voyager 1 had crossed over. The stream of solar particles vanished. The instruments detected instead the plasma of interstellar space, a denser, colder sea of particles drifting between the stars. Humanity had become, for the first time, an interstellar species. But perhaps Voyager's most lasting legacy isn't its science, it's its message. Each Voyager carries a golden record, a 12-inch disc, plated in gold, designed to survive 1 billion years in space. Etched on its cover are instructions for how to play it, a cosmic how-to manual for any alien civilization that might stumble across it. Inside, engraved into grooves, are greetings in 55 human languages, 115 photographs of life on Earth, the sound of waves and wind, the laughter of children, and music spanning cultures and centuries, from Bach and Beethoven to traditional Navajo chants, and even Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good. One recording is especially human, the sound of a kiss. Another is the brainwaves of Anne Druyan, a project leader who recorded her thoughts while in love. Those emotions, the firing of neurons, the pulse of love itself, were encoded into Voyager's message to the stars. The golden record is our cosmic time capsule, a message that says, this is who we were, this was Earth. Voyager's power is dwindling. Its generators, fueled by decaying plutonium, are running out of energy. To conserve power, NASA has turned off instrument after instrument. One day in the 2030s, its last system will go dark. The signal will fade. Silence will fall. But Voyager will not stop. It will continue drifting unpowered through the galaxy. In 40,000 years, Voyager 1 will pass within 2 light-years of another star, Gliese 445. By then, Earth may have changed beyond recognition, or perhaps humanity will have colonized other worlds. Either way, Voyager will still be there, carrying our postcard to the stars. Voyager was built in the age of typewriters, rotary phones, and black and white television. Yet it has outlived generations, discovered new worlds, and carried humanity's voice farther than anything we've ever made. Its mission began as science, but became something much greater, a symbol of our curiosity, our hope, and our desire to be known. Voyager is not just a spacecraft, it is a promise that no matter how small we are, no matter how fragile our world, we will keep reaching for the stars. We are Voyagers too, passengers on a pale blue dot, sailing through the cosmos. And somewhere out there, 2 small spacecraft are leading the way, whispering across eternity, reminding the universe that we were here. Voyager was built with 1970s technology, wire-wrapped circuits, computers with less memory than a digital watch. Yet it outlived its builders. It discovered new worlds, gave us our most humbling portrait, and carried humanity's voice farther than anything else ever has. Voyager is more than a spacecraft. It is a symbol. It proves that curiosity can outlast politics, that exploration can outlive generations. In the end, Voyager is us. Fragile, small, but driven to explore. And though one day it will fall silent, its journey will never end. Somewhere out there, forever, Voyager will be whispering across the stars, reminding the universe that we were here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to join our community.